straight into the movie after that. Let's do it. This time we got it right.
Yay! All right, we got it.
Oh, Good evening, a second time for those who weren't here 5 minutes ago to Movie Watch Live. My name's Pete Mack. Joining me tonight, I have They Call Me Ralph. We have Jeff Potts and we have Elrod Flash to watch one of the best movies ever made in the very small but significant genre of action comedy road movies. The best ones were made in the 70s and 80s. Tonight, we're watching Smokey and the Bandit from 1977. The reason we're watching it is to celebrate the hiatus going on in Canada right now, and we're witnessing hopefully the birth of something beautiful north of the American border right now, when we're expressing our support for those brothers and sisters up there who are wanting nothing more than their simple freedom. And joining me tonight, first of all, to celebrate this fantastic movie is They Call Me Ralph. Good evening, Ralph. Have you seen this movie before? Silly question.
Oh, yeah. Does a baby go goo, brother? Yes, of course. I've seen this. Every kid that grew up in the U.S. South saw this movie, wanted a black Trans Am, wanted a Burt Reynolds mustache, and we wanted to be the Bandit.
Absolutely.
So, and then all the losers had to be Snowman. So
that's it. Bring Brooke a woman, man.
Hey, Snowman, or hey, Bandit, can I do something? Anything? It's just me and Fred here in the truck. So
that's a kick-ass big rig, though, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
The fact that people have now, there's a society for the appreciation of the movie where they have like the Bandit run, where there's like 30, 40 Trans Ams, identical Trans Ams, and big rigs. Yeah, because you can get the whole kit to convert the big rig to look exactly like the Bandit's rig. And,
and that was a thing in the 70s, was to have a big mural on the side of your rig. Yeah. If you owned the rig and the trailer, that was like a status thing. If you were one of the cool truckers, you could do that. So
absolutely. We've got in the chat with us tonight again, we've got Brody who says, great, thank you for the link, which, as we said before, if you don't have a streaming copy, if you don't have a DVD, and if you're hoping that we're going to play the video tonight, sorry, this is a commentary channel, but there is a link there to a free website, which I believe is connected to the Library of Congress, the Internet Archive, if you want to watch the movie there. And also, we have in the chat tonight the real Steve Dye, and he says, nice mate was going to be meh if you didn't work Fred in. So yeah, we're going to talk about Fred and the Basset Hound. What would the movie be like if we didn't have Fred?
Exactly.
And,
if that would be like not having the Trans Am. You got to have Fred.
Well, this is it, and it's the influence this movie had on things like Dukes of Hazzard, with Sheriff Roscoe Pico.
Years later, he had Flash, who was always in the patrol car with him.
Exactly. So it was a big influence on loads of different things. This movie. So we're going to go next to Jeff Potts. Saying good evening, Jeff. And have you seen this movie before? And what do you think?
Good evening, Jeff. And yeah, I saw this in the movie theater.
Well, shucks. Really?
I was eating cornbread and just watching old Bandit take on the law there.
Dude, you had to bring up cornbread. Now I'm hungry.
That
stuff's addictive.
So, what do you think of the movie overall, Jeff? I mean, any thoughts before we quickly get into the movie?
Oh, I mean, it was one of those. It was up there as one of those iconic movies from that era, and of course, it was done when Burt Reynolds was like at his peak.
Yeah. So. Well, this really shot him to fame, didn't it? I mean, this is a movie that made him the #1 star at the time.
Yep.
And
that and the spread at Playgirl, but
Well, anyway, moving swiftly on. And also, we have I should mention as well that Ralph has his own t-shirt store. And Ralph, if you can put your link to your t-shirt.
I thought you were going to say Ralph has a spread in Playgirl.
Yeah. Well, there was that time in the 80s.
Speaking of,
talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. That was the worst. That was the first Playgirl that ever had refunds given.
Just needed to pay the bills, okay?
He's doing
Actually,
nothing but wearing his t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and actually, I dropped in one that a design I just uploaded.
sugar.
So, if anybody would like to check it out, it's I just
Yes,
dropped it in the
very nice.
chat. So,
There we go. Check that out. I'll pop that on the screen. Yeah, but that fruit bowl was strategically placed. And
yes.
so
Well, you know,
thank God for the banana.
yeah, it was one of the few times I was happy to have avocados around
Yes.
me. So,
Absolutely. And we should also get Jeff. Jeff, pop your link in there. Jeff has a book out, which we didn't know anything about because he never talks about.
Yeah, I know. I should really promote the book.
The book is called The Revenant in the Tomb. It's available on Amazon, and that is a fantasy novel, which is going to be available on Kindle. But is it going to be out on print as well?
Yes, matter of fact, I just got the proofs
Excellent.
recently.
Excellent.
So hang on.
Excellent. Right, and we also, most importantly, we have Elrod Flash here, who is Hood Chicken Flash. Howlin' Herman Hunter is Jeff Potts tonight. Hood Chicken Flash is tonight taking on the avatar of the Sun, the sponsors of the race. Elrod has his own Instagram as well. Find him on Instagram at elrod.elrod. So check his art out. Very accomplished artist. And he is available for commissions as well. So good evening, Flash. Have you seen this movie before? And what do you think? It's a silly question, I know.
No, I have not. No, you can.
yeah, I was about to just rage quit.
I would say like 2 years ago is the first time I saw it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that was always on someone's VHS, always on TV, always on cable.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, you know what? I need to watch this from the beginning.
Yeah, it's I think Burt Reynolds himself described it as the perfect Saturday afternoon movie. And he said that, you know, it's something that people can enjoy and just a feel-good movie, really. It wasn't meant to be anything highbrow or anything at all. In fact, something we can go into later on when we start watching in just a second is the fact that there was no real script for the movie. And Burt Reynolds agreed to do it because Hal Needham was probably one of his best friends. And he just agreed to do it for him as a favor. And he knew Hal would do a good job, even though there was hardly any script. And it was because Burt came in on it that they managed to get Sally Fields as well. And they also managed to get Jackie Gleason as well. So it was really down to, you know, the fact that Burt Reynolds joined in that really launched the whole thing.
Yeah, what we've got to know is who is going to do the SNL Burt Reynolds Jeopardy voice for this whole show.
Yeah. Well, I think we might get little Enos. Do that. So Hood Chicken Flash.
The Rainbow Connection.
There you go.
Yeah, the Rainbow Connection. Kermit the Frog are also the voice of Jordan Peterson. Okay, so this is how it is. It's a multi-phased.
It's not my fault.
Written by Little Enos.
Make your own bed.
Oh, well, there you go.
He also wrote the theme song to Love Boat.
Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. I've got a boogie in place here for a minute. The Love Boat.
Promises something for everyone.
Get a shot of penicillin after the Love Boat. Oh.
Right.
Washed up actors on every shore.
I'm having post-traumatic stress disorder now.
Welcome aboard, washed up actor.
Hey, hold on. Let me get my guitar pedal and the wah pedal out, or let me get my guitar and the wah pedal out, and we'll start doing some chips.
That's
just
all
need
right.
some horns.
That's okay. Chips is all right. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of chips, we'll get to that later in the movie. But yeah.
Steve Dice says it's a veritable classic of cinema. It is indeed. I mean, it secured its place almost immediately, and it was a real sort of like sleeper success because it did well in the South because they thought it was going to do well in the South, but those Yankees up north, they like to do.
You know, I blame it on the chorus because they couldn't get the chorus and they were all dreaming about it.
To be honest, it's just perfect comedy. It's relatable to everybody. I mean, it did really well over here as well, and it's just one of those movies that's it's totally universal. It's not limited to any one specific culture. It just speaks across cultural bounds, doesn't it? It's a really, really well thought out movie, and it just proves that if you have that alchemy, like was said earlier, that you can, and everybody's completely 100% invested, you can get a movie that really succeeds like this. This is the link for Jeff's website, hphunterwriter.com, if you want to check it out there, and his book. Steve Dye says, only took Star Wars to beat it at the bottom. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was up against Star Wars. I mean, if Star Wars hadn't come out that year, could Smokey the Bandit been the number one movie of that year? Probably.
I think it's very, very possible. Yeah.
Well, Smokey and the Bandit didn't even have a fraction of the budget of Star Wars, so it did very well.
This is it.
No, exactly. And once Pete crunches the numbers, it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible success it was, and I think most of the movie's budget went to pay Burt Reynolds, didn't it? That was one of the most
honestly, at least a quarter of the budget went to Reynolds alone.
Yeah,
like I was saying, so it was like I grew up in a small town, so not a lot of us had seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we liked it, but everybody else were all wearing like the Bandit jackets and T-shirts and everything. So it was like, you were a freak if you didn't like this movie because it was huge.
Oh yeah, peer pressure was pretty hard growing up in the South. It was like, what? You don't like Smokey and the Bandit? What are you, a Yankee? We don't like Yankees down here.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's only is they didn't realize that merchandising would sell so much, so they didn't, there weren't a lot of toys of Smokey and the Bandit, or else it probably would have outdone Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I mean, could you imagine you get the truck, you get the Trans Am, you get the
Dukes of Hazzard destroyed Star Wars on the toy shelves.
Oh yeah,
because they had like a
just selling those little cars, and that was it.
Yeah, and they could have done that. And but did you guys have scale electrics when you were kids? You might have had a different name for it. The cars that you put on the track, it's electric. You press the control.
Oh, yeah. We called it slot cars.
Slot cars.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. So I had one which was generally in a cop car.
Oh, yeah.
But they could have done the same with this,
Oh, absolutely. And to this day, you still have people that are getting General Lee replicas, General Lee model cars, so yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard learned from Smokey and the Bandit and expanded.
Yeah,
well, I remember
things, didn't it?
I know at least Mattel made a fortune off of Smokey and the Bandit selling black Trans Am Hot Wheels cars.
Yes, there you go.
Because every toy car company had black Trans Ams, but none with, of course, the movie name. But that's why you were buying it.
Well, Hal Edom said that nobody'd even seen a black Trans Am like that before, so they revealed that car for the movie, and it was like, everybody's jaws just dropped. And how many amazing movies, how many really great
the British connection, right?
Car, So
do you know the British connection to that car?
No, I don't actually.
Lotus.
All right. Did they design it or put the engine in, or
that's why it's black and gold?
Ah,
because that was the Lotus racing team colors at the time.
All right, got you.
Nice. Okay,
nice one.
And the guys at Trans Am were like, "Oh, would look good on a car." Little did they know.
It does. It does. And and Steve Dye says they just filmed around Atlanta on public roads. Trans Ams are the biggest line item. Yeah, and it was like the same sort of 2 or 3 roads, like one particular road. It's like used like 5 times, and I think they went through like 5 or 6 Trans Ams. They kept like cannibalizing them, but
they only had 3.
Yeah, we had AFX, says Steve.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I may have just been sheltered. Well,
so let's get with it, and we're watching a copy of the movie ourselves. We'll call timestamps out throughout. We'll tell you what's happening in the movie. We'll comment on the movie. So if you like movie commentaries, if you like reviews, reaction shows, and all that kind of stuff, this is what we do on this channel. And leave your comments. Make sure to subscribe, so you, as all YouTubers say, and I have succumbed to this.
That bell.
Like and subscribe. Smash that like,
so you don't miss any future content. and yeah, so all of that jazz. And we'll get ready in just a second. Make sure you have your own copy ready. Like I say, there's that link there for a copy of the movie. If you don't have a copy available, you can go to that website there, copy that, or go there to the Internet Archive, and there'll be a free copy there if you need that. And we'll get started now. We have our own version of the movie ready now. We have this little countdown, which is 3, 2, 1. Then you see the flashy arrows. When the flashy arrows come up, that's your cue to synchronize pressing play on the movie. And if you want to go ahead and do that when that happens, and then we'll get started without further ado. So, gentlemen, if you're ready with your copies,
yeah, got my VHS ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've already fast forwarded through the commercial at the start of the VHS.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll have to adjust it as we go.
Yeah, good.
Gets a little squirrely after 40 years.
yeah. Right, let's do it. Quickly before we do that, because Matty's just put a link in the chat there for the Internet Archive website as well. So if you want to copy that and paste that, you can get your own copy there. Right. So let's do it. Let's put the pedal to the metal and burn some go-go juice, boys.
10-4, good buddy. Got Smokey knocking on your back door. We're ready to go. What's your 20?
3,
Coming back.
2, 1.
There we are. So so it was a Universal picture, and it really was meant originally to be a B movie. It was just going to star.
It was going to be Jerry Reed running the whole thing,
that
right?
was it, and it was just going to be a B movie. And
I owe Steve an apology for bashing on Snowman. I'm sorry. That's just how it was, man. We all wanted to be the Bandit. Snowman was cool.
That's true. Yeah, Jerry Reed was an absolute genius. And the story about how he came up with he just did the entire album of songs for the movie just straight off the bat. And he performed, the story goes, because there's loads of myth and legend around this movie, isn't there? Just like People on the Road, Truckers, there's a lot of myth and legend about that. Reed performed the song for Needham, and Needham paused and didn't say anything. So Reed thought, well, what's wrong? Is it shit? And but do you want us to change it? I can change it if you want. And then Needham was like, if you change a single note, I'll punch you in the face. But because he loved it, it was just perfect straight away. And it's the thing about this movie, isn't it? Everything about it is just perfect.
Yeah, it's a labor of love.
Came together, didn't it? Yeah. This is it. Well,
speaking of love,
there we go. Chaos ensues now.
if I'm sober, it's not a real movie watch, right?
That's true. Talking about that, I think I need to get a couple more beers as well. Now, so quickly cover the cast. So obviously Burt Reynolds plays the Bandit. Sally Field is Carrie. Jerry Reed obviously plays Cletus. We've got Mike Henry as Junior. Now, what else was Mike Henry in? He's Junior.
He was Tarzan.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Ooh,
that's his most famous role. Was in the '60s. He was in
running around.
It was kind of the answer. They try to James Bond up Tarzan by bringing him to the modern day.
Yeah. And so there you go. So because you can tell he's huge, but he plays. It's obvious. One of the things that you can see when you watch the routine because Jackie Gleason said, "I can't do this on my own in the car. I've got no one to play off." So they brought they brought Mike Henry in, so he had someone to play off for the performance.
One of Burt Reynolds' buddies, probably.
Yeah, well, what he does is Jack Gleason basically does a Laurel and Hardy routine with him, doesn't he?
Mhm.
So Mike Henry basically plays Stan Laurel,
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason's Oliver Hardy. So here we have, I think, maybe a relation to Steve Dye here with this thick blonde hair.
Beautiful flared pants.
Yes. And is this your
those
wig,
flower
Mr.
print
Dye?
shirts. I miss those so much.
Big collars.
Son, we're giving you a ticket for that collar. It's wide enough to fly, so you need a pilot's license to wear that butterfly collar on your shirt.
And there we go, setting it up. Got the contraband Coors.
And the
Polyester
polyester
the rest for
pants.
transporting alcoholic beverages across state
Dude,
lines.
Polyester pants. Everything was polyester. The 70s was polyester.
You can cook. That's bootlegging, son.
Everything was polyester and shades of orange and brown.
Yeah,
it's
why
so
everything-
much brown.
that's why. When you were a kid, you remember having static electric shocks every 5.
Oh my gosh, corduroy pants. The fat kids running across the playground would catch on fire from the friction.
So here's, and especially if you went into a department store that had like a polished stainless steel like banister or rail or anything.
Yeah, you could you could generate more nuclear power than Chernobyl
This
like
is it.
that.
And that's not even talking about the deep shag carpets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost
That
so
was
many
that
Hot
gets
Wheels
attention.
in them. Go
So, yeah.
vacuum in the Legos would show up again.
Yeah, so here we have cast wise, we have
Yeah,
playing the young Enos, little Enos is Paul Williams.
yeah, little Enos and
And,
Big Enos.
Yeah, and Pat McCormick, Big Enos. Now these guys used to go on the Today Show, didn't they, and stuff like that, and that's how they.
Yeah, they were Tonight
knew
Show
how-
regulars.
That was it, the Tonight Show. I was there almost, and they knew Hal Needham because he was very well connected. So
And you may remember Little Enos as his great role as Virgil in Battle for Planet of the Apes,
yes,
which he also played Virgil on a Tonight Show.
that's it. Because so he's there's that laugh. Brilliant.
Oh, that's line.
Oh, there's another. Hold on a minute. There's another 70s staple, the turquoise ring. Everybody had
I really
some
want
kind
one
of
of those rings,
turquoise
though.
jewelry.
I tell you, watching this series, all that jewelry's back in now with the wristbands and everything. You know, that's all back in now.
Yeah.
The thing is that Paul Williams, he wasn't an actor. He was actually a
No.
singer. He was a songwriter.
Yeah.
Mammoth one during that time too.
Hey, now, if y'all want a cowboy hat, let me know. I'll run down to Cavender's. I'll get you one. We'll ship it. No
Oh
problem.
yeah, that was the other thing.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
one.
And I've got those. I can get those belt buckles there too. So just let me
Nice.
know.
Somewhere
Nice.
between this and past Urban Cowboy, the whole
What?
cowboy hat phase.
Well, and
Can I get a belt buckle that says "Let's go, Brandon"?
Absolutely. I guarantee you I can get you
Yeah.
one. The problem is in the state of Texas, it has to be approximately the size of a hubcap or a manhole cover in order to
Good.
meet guidelines. But yeah, I can do that. Shipping will probably be about 3,000 euros. So
Your championship belt.
Well,
Yes,
that's if I don't get arrested for importing something in which contains it symbolizes too much freedom. I'm sorry, sir. This item symbolizes too much liberty.
Oi,
I have to
mate.
arrest you for even thinking of the thought.
You get a license. You got a license for that 3,000 pounds of freedom there.
almost-
You got a license to speak to Americans?
my sister, this reminds me. It's my sister went to I think it was East Germany back, when she graduated. Some
Ooh.
sort of cultural experience. Had some guy offer like $100 for blue jeans. This almost sounds like that.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hold that thought, because we're going with the speedy car thing. This is a
Yes.
great bit.
Speedy car.
More speedy.
Yeah,
Speedy.
speedier than that.
Yeah. And are they 50s or 100s? They're hundreds.
Okay.
Aren't they?
Yeah, now I gotta come back to you because I had a friend that did not go to East Germany, but they went to Sweden and they took a bus trip, I believe, into Russia from Sweden. Same thing happened. They had Russians pay them X amount of money for their genes, and they actually swapped genes right there so that they could get the cash and get back into Sweden. So
yeah. So congratulations, Pete.
yeah. So with the Enos, Daddy and Little Enos, and obviously we're going to see in a moment, we're going to see Jackie Gleason as Sheriff Buford T. Justice. Now, Buford T. Justice was actually based on a real police officer, because although Burt Reynolds was like the ultimate rebel, his dad was a really, really hard-nosed cop. I mean, really a cop's cop, you know? So, and his dad, like, knew a guy in Florida who actually was called Buford T. Justice. It's based on a real guy. And one of the things that Jackie Gleason asked Burt Reynolds.
Wow, this part of the movie could go really
wrong.
Yeah.
This is Brokeback 40 years earlier, isn't it? So
I need you, Snowman. I can't quit you.
I just can't quit you.
It's the fact that he's lying on the pillow as well. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I'm just gonna forget about that one. This is Innocent 77, right? This is 1977.
Yeah, you know, cocaine makes it all go away.
You poopy thoughts with your poop mouth. Steve says, yeah, was how his dad said it. Now, I was gonna say, I really want to say that, but you know, the YouTube picks up on that word, doesn't it?
Oh, so I'm sure.
If I say like a silent or soft B, it's like, you somber.
Yeah, just three words, one syllable.
Oh, and for Cosmetti, to give you a timestamp, we are at 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Oh, exactly.
So, yeah. So Bert and the Snowman, Bert's pitching, or I'm sorry, Smokey, played by Bert, is pitching the shipment off the Snowman, and Fred is just getting loaded up.
Yes, as Fred the Basset Hound.
There's Fred. Fred, who was not in a previous scene where he's mentioned because there was no dog when they filmed it.
Yes, exactly. They wanted to get a dog because they wanted some sort of companion for Snowman in the truck, and they actually did like a talent contest, like a bring your dog along. They had all the pounds and everything, bring out the dogs, and they found this dog which was I think it was from a pound, I'm not sure, and they picked this dog to be the snowman's companion, and yeah, he was the star of the show. And there's so many good movies that have dogs in them, and the dog steals the show.
Oh yeah. Well, and here you got stars in Fred, you got the Trans Am, and you got the Smokey, or I'm sorry, the Bandit. So you know,
and star of Scooby-Doo, Snowman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, do you know? I think why they called him Fred. I think the reason they called him Fred was because, you know how Jackie Gleason, the Honeymooners, the Flintstones was based on the Honeymooners. It was like a parody, an homage to the Honeymooners, wasn't it? So I think they chose Fred as the name of the dog because it was like a reference to the Flintstones and therefore a reference to Jackie Gleason, you know, because
to the moon, Alice, to the moon.
And I apologize. I believe I drunkenly called the Bandit Snowman, or I'm sorry, the Bandit Smokey a while ago. Hey, Tony.
Tony, if you want to hop in, the link.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah,
what would have been the greatest sequel of all time was called Smokey is the Bandit before they changed it.
Oof, yeah.
Where Jackie Gleason played both parts.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to see that version. It's got to exist somewhere.
Oh yeah. That's a beautiful scene. And as the burnt rubber there as the Trans Am screeches off. And that dog is so well behaved. Here we go.
He was a master thespian.
Yes.
So John Gielgud as Fred.
what confused me is that it's at the start of the movie. It's westbound and down. I thought that was the name of the song, and actually there's eastbound. Well, it's because it's both ways, isn't it? So this time it's westbound and down because they're heading from Georgia on over to Texarkana.
Texarkana.
Eastbound when they're back on the way. 10-4, good buddy.
10-4.
My wheels and rolling. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. Got a long way to go.
All right, and so
get there.
I got to lay this out for people that don't quite understand why you have a Trans Am and a semi running. The Trans Am runs ahead at high speeds so that the police chase the Trans Am. That way, the transfer truck can get through. That's their plan to get to Texarkana and then back to Georgia.
It's a beautiful shot, that.
Yeah. Now,
in Georgia.
And I'll give you going. I will not sing the praises of Texarkana, but the back roads between Texas and Georgia can be quite pretty.
Yeah. This movie is way better for Georgia tourism than Deliverance was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No kidding.
No doubt there. This scene here where the pursuit in the some guy did like a locations video, and he saw this scene where it's at night, so it's really hard to identify where the hell they are, but it's the way he gets pursued and he goes over this bump in the parking lot. And the guy who did this video on YouTube identified the location because the place is still there. There's still a bump in the car parking lot. So he knew.
No, that's the first scene on Smokey.
That's it. There, this bit coming up, and this shopping center still exists, and this bit coming up where he breaks the fourth wall, ladies and gentlemen, and he didn't want to do it. Burt Lancaster.
Yeah, he refused to, but Hal Needham has never heard of the fourth wall, so he's like, "Do it."
No, exactly.
Do it.
Wink at the audience.
All right,
Hal knew how much everybody loved Burt, didn't he? So
a little bit of CB lingo. Smokey is a cop. If you say 10-4, that is message received. Yes, affirmative. And what's your 20 is your 10-20, which is what's your location.
Handle. Oh, your 20 is your location. And your
20 is your location. So basically, that's all I remember from the 70s. Everything else is like gone.
And this brilliant smile. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
I got to throw in too. Now, I have not been in a Smokey Trans Am, but I had a friend that had a Firebird with the same kind of engine, 403 cubic inch, and you will find religion if they hit the pedal to the metal in that thing, because that is the fastest freaking car I've ever been in my life. Straight line, but that's it.
My uncle worked at GM during this time, and he had a Trans Am with the T-tops on it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, this is like, I'm not a car guy, but this is like one of the cars that I would, if I had the money, I would try and get, because it's so iconic.
It's iconic and
it's fast.
Yep.
It's almost like it's the last vestige of the muscle car.
It is.
And they ruined it a year later by changing the front end.
Oh God, yes. But it's the only car that I've ever been in where I looked over at the speedometer. My buddy was doing 90. He hit the gas and floored it, and I was thrown into the back seat. So it's an incredible car.
Oh, and we have. I'm just going to get Tony in here.
Oh, bring him on in.
Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson. All right.
Good stuff. Good evening, Tony. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hey.
How's it going, everyone?
Hey, buddy. Hey, we got
a trivia. Burt Reynolds wore 10 pounds of lead in each boot to keep him from floating, wearing those kite-like bell bottoms.
Oh, I believe it, man. Between the bell bottoms and that collar on the shirt, man.
Ridiculous.
Oh, hang on.
Enough material below his knees to make a whole nother suit.
Oh, you gotta love 70s fashion, man.
Yep.
So I'm half asleep.
Other than that, his pants like make me hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a mad variation of skinny jeans now.
Yeah.
It's like skinny to the knees, and then as much as fabric as possible.
So this is the Coors factory in Texarkana, which isn't there anymore. All of that's changed now. But Texarkana is called, isn't it, Ralph? Because it's on the border between Texas and Arkansas.
Yes.
And so it's logically named, isn't it? So
yes, yeah. I will throw my Texas creds out. I have driven through Texarkana about 1.5 billion times. Not the place I want to live, but it is definitely a great place for a pit stop. So
yep. There we go. There's the Phoenix in the background there.
There you go. Yeah. Hey Tony, you need a timestamp?
Just give me a sec.
We're coming up on 19 minutes, and it's 19 minutes in, hardly even into the movie yet, and already we're well developed the story. They've got the beer. They're on the way back to Atlanta,
and they've just grabbed Sally Fields. Oh my goodness!
And then she does the immortal line, "Can this moon move? Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!"
And brilliant, absolutely beautiful chemistry. And here comes this van who are just going to strip the car down. And of course, off screen, Burt Reynolds and Sally Field had a romance, and that's the reason he was completely smitten with her, and that was the reason he asked her to join in the movie.
Are you saying he was in deep smit?
He was, yeah. So quickly going back to the chat, Steve said, "Damn, the good."
Wait, so she's not a pure flying nun?
Hard to believe. Yeah.
Nice to see you, Tony.
They like me. They really, really like me.
Yes, we did.
And Steve says, I'm a car guy, and I'm just going to sit this one out in the difference to the hosts who clearly haven't been in any fast cars. Sorry, not sorry, but I'll shut up now.
You know what? I'll give it to you, Steve. I am just going by experience of the ones I have been in, and the Firebird with that engine is just terrifing.
Well, I haven't
been.
But
they were notoriously slow.
Yeah, I haven't been
like
any
the V6
fast
that this one had.
Cars, but I used to own a Porsche 924S. There you go.
Wow. So
I know what it's like to drive a fast car, and especially one which has understeer and the back goes out. That's a nice little kicker when you almost die when you go around a corner.
Yeah, well, and like I said, the Firebird was great as long as you're going straight. Yeah,
it's most American cars.
Yeah, I have been in. I was in my buddy's car when we were sideways on a dirt road, and once again, you found religion. I wasn't expecting to go full Dukes of Hazzard.
But I must say that, I mean, Steve's had fast cars, fast bikes. This is another one of these movies where it paints bikers in a bad light again later on in the movie. And a lot of 70s movies did do that, unfortunately. But yeah, they're doing 110 right now. And Cosmetti says Pete thought that Texarkana was a made-up place.
You know what? Amazingly enough, a lot of people think it is, but it is a real location.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point I'll go through there and I'll make a video. Ooh, Jackie Gleason shows up.
Yeah, it's like a Wagner-esque tune. I like when he just unbuckles the holster pistol. It's like everything. It's all in the mannerisms, you know.
Oh yeah, and Steve, yeah, they were fast for the day. In fairness, and they did make a great noise. Yes, they did. And in fairness as well. This was back in my teenage years, so I have calmed down quite a bit since then. Now it's drunken streaming.
Yeah. But yeah, Steve's a dyed-in-the-wool biker, and he's ridden everything, driven everything. So,
dude,
if you want to know petrol head, he's confirmed 100%. Gasoline in the veins.
We will definitely have to shoot the breeze sometime, Steve. Hit me up, man.
Yeah, Trans Am's got really fast when but like not until the late '90s when they put the Buick engine in it.
Yeah,
Nice.
Because they were just notoriously slow cars, mainly because of insurance standards and things like that. In this movie.
Yeah, this movie probably went the longest way toward destroying anybody's insurance policy than any other movie throughout the 70s and 80s.
Definitely.
It's like your car that only goes 85. Oh, that's a sports car, sir. It only goes 85. No, you're paying higher rates.
The speedometer goes to 85, sir. To give you an idea, my buddy, it was a Firebird. So instead of listing it as a Firebird on his insurance, it was a quote unquote 2-door Pontiac. So that was how he got the loophole where he could actually afford insurance on it.
Yeah, but the thing is the car looks cool.
Definitely.
Oh,
the car looks cool.
It's a good looking car,
Yeah. And okay, I gotta say it.
And it still looks cool.
Yes.
We can't take that away.
As much as I like the Trans Am of the mid 80s, once they made that switch in Smokey and the Bandit 3, no, it just was not
that's jarring, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Not anywhere near right.
It made the whole movie go up.
I think they had about 5 or 6 cars. By the end of the movie, they'd cannibalized all of them to keep one going.
Yeah, they only had three Trans Ams, and they had 2 police cars, and that was it.
But yeah, this definitely made the Pontiac Trans Am a superstar. And
the sales went up 700%, was it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely crazy. And of course, the well-known story that Burt Reynolds was promised a Trans Am by the senior executive at Pontiac, but he waited and waited for his Pontiac and never came to be. So he actually didn't want to seem like he was being an asshole. So he rang up and said, where's my Pontiac eventually? And it turned out the management had changed. The old guy had gone and they had no intention of giving him one. So they said, no, you're not getting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like
that sucks, like but there you go. But
and now Pontiac no longer exists.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're gone. Yeah, you can't. Oh, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah,
I guess I got to clarify that. In a way, it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
in a way.
Yeah.
You want to know the rig that's being driven in the movie? Obviously, it's supposed to be Bandit's rig, but Snowman's driving it. It's a 1974 Kenworth W900, so it's a Kenworth.
Yeah, I love that he just held the CB open on the channel while she just babbled nonstop. That was a great bit.
The chemistry between these two is perfect, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Absolutely. It's great. Let me look here. I'm looking to see what the truck was, what Snowman was driving.
Yeah, it was a Kenworth.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah. Kenworth W900A short frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what the bad thing about those trucks was?
No.
You had to carry a gun with you because they all used the same key.
Oh,
no
anybody could steal it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
One key would start every truck.
Wow,
that is crazy.
Well, it's one of those things you don't think of because, they're only commercial use. It's not like anybody's going to grab it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Steve says got to have the shaker hood scoop or it ain't the right car.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Got to have that shaker head.
Yeah.
Because when he thinks Sally Field's crazy, she is crazy.
She is crazy.
In a good way.
He's insane, yeah.
The right kind of crazy.
Yeah, the right kind of crazy.
But she's also perfect casting because she's so opposite of everybody else in the movie that it really works.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, totally.
If they had cast probably what they wanted to, a blonde bimbo Southern belle, it would have been just terrible.
Well, I've got a great deal of respect for when we watched Cannonball Run, because it's funny how we're watching this one now because this, we've missed the 40th anniversary. Obviously, this was 40 years old in 1978. So it was 40 years old in 2018. They had a big celebration in 2018 for the 40th anniversary. But this is the movie that set up all the other movies, Cannibal Run 2,
Oh, yeah.
3.
Exactly.
Smokey Bandit 2 and 3, all the other movies.
Dukes of Hazzard, a million different Roger Corman movies.
Yeah.
Convoy.
And but you're right about the chemistry, because although I have a great deal of respect for the romantic lead in Cannibal Run, Farrah Fawcett, it didn't have the same chemistry as this.
No.
Nope.
So
Sally Field has that, really, big eyes, beautiful sort of innocence.
Well, you need
exactly
like
the
innocence. This story needs the opposites, right? You can't have a similar person to him in the car with him.
And she was riding a high in her career around this time too, which was I think Norma Ray was right before this.
Yeah,
that was a big boost for her.
Yeah, and Steve brings up Hooper there from 78 a year later.
I remember Hooper.
Yeah. And great movie. I mean, it's
great.
And they did it every time. They did it with this movie. They did it with Hooper. Smokey Bandit 2, and they were in The End as well in 78 as well. So there's the first casualty.
Oopsie, into the lake.
Into the lake.
You know what? Yeah, and
apparently
Steve,
the Bonneville doesn't take turns well.
Imagine that, man.
Although those are the fastest cars in this movie, because those engines are just massive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what they have in them? 455s?
Yeah. It's like a giant V8, and
oh my gosh!
You don't know when you're going 100 because it feels like you're going 20 because they ride on air.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, and that's the thing is when you get going in a fast car, they just float.
Yeah,
and people don't realize that it's like big cars like that, huge engines, they get fast, and it's like
how fast you're going. I mean, I'll admit there was a time. Well, I won't go into the dates or anything, but.
Be careful. You don't know who's listening.
Well, 140 miles an hour, let's just say, feels like you only realize how fast you're going when you go past people who are doing 90. People doing 90 look like they're just look like they're standing still.
But a car like the Trans Am just beats you to death because you're basically riding right on the pavement.
Yeah, they're very low.
No cushions and no seats, so you feel it like you think you're going faster than you are because you feel every bit of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
but those big Bonnevilles, you're just like, oh, I'm so comfortable. I could go to sleep. It's like sitting on a comfy couch while going 120.
So, well, this is it, and it is down to the car, really, isn't it? And it was such a nice car, nicely made, and it's.
Oh man!
What was that?
And he's just introduced to Buford T. Justice, and for a time check, we are at 30 minutes and 47 seconds.
If that gets
voicemail.
So this is it, and we're only 30 minutes into the movie, and already we've got a well-established story. We're already well ahead, and this is typical Hal Needham, where it's just races along. And
it's great. As long as you discount Megaforce, that does not race along.
Yeah, true.
Megaforce.
It should have raced along, but for some reason it doesn't.
It races along like a snail.
Yeah, so this was the second highest grossing movie of 77. Star Wars was in first place. This was second place. By the way, there's a mailbox moment coming up here.
Mm-hmm. Thank God that mailboxes are all made out of cardboard and balsa wood.
Yeah, if it wasn't for cardboard and balsa wood.
My mailbox moment.
Now, and as somebody that's driven down roads like this, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. I'm pretty sure this wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well, they were clearly balsa wood. I mean, that would totally destroy the front grill. I mean, it's just obvious, but I mean, it's fun. It's a Saturday afternoon movie, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Is that his first law breaking the mailboxes?
No, he ran a stop sign on the way to Texarkana.
Yeah.
Now you got Buford T.
He broke
Justice.
a local law. Now he broke a federal law.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't mess with the U.S. Postal
It's like 20
Service.
years for
They'll
every
get you,
mailbox
man.
you broke.
Country mailboxes are tougher than that. They are. They are. These Georgia mailboxes. Well, we're not. Well, potentially at this point, we're still in. We're still probably in Arkansas at this point, aren't we? Or maybe Mississippi. But to be honest,
maybe
this is
Mississippi.
all Georgia.
This is the stunt that's like scary. The pushing the car with the truck.
Well,
yeah, man.
Because we know that Hal Needham used to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds used to be a stuntman, and Burt Reynolds was constantly trying to outdo the real stuntman for the movie. But the real guy who was a stuntman for the movie said, "You've no idea what it's like until you see the grill of a big rig." Because it wasn't meant to do that. And there's about 4 or 5 occasions in the movie where people almost died. And
they're going like full speed. It wasn't like they do now where they crank it down and they're going about 30. Yeah. They were going like 80, 90 miles an hour.
And that's a great point. You should watch the cars in this to see what's been undercranked and what's not. But
and you can tell it's not because you can see how gravity is working on the shocks when they do this turn.
Steve says it's a bit of a stretch, but I could tell you a story.
Oh, I would love to hear that story. And we just got confirmation they're in Arkansas.
In this bit where he's shouting his head off in the car. And he says, of course, you're out of your jurisdiction.
I replaced many of the mailboxes.
And another thing is nowadays, multi-state high-speed pursuit is just very much frowned upon.
Oh, yeah.
So,
there's that line there. Steve. There's that line there, but that is not germane to the situation. What's the goddamn Germans got to do with it? Oh, there's a nice shot.
There you go.
Because like he says, I've replaced.
Poor Mike Henry deserves like all the praise for this movie for not laughing in every single scene.
True.
Like he had the hardest job.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to keep a straight face through filming on here.
Yeah.
I love the CB antenna.
Well, that's it, man. In late 70s, the CBs were all the rage. Everybody wanted a CB, and everybody wanted to talk to the truckers.
That was the Twitter of the day, just with more prostitution.
Exactly. Yeah, the lot lizards
of the day as well, weren't they? But I mean, there were private networks. But yeah, so Steve says, pretty sure the statute of limitations has run out. Yeah,
I hope so. If not, you really shouldn't tell the story.
No. So very quickly, some slang. Popular terms for law enforcement. So baby bear's a rookie police officer. A bear's a Smokey, which comes from the old Smokey Bear posters. The old park warden posters.
It's the hat.
Exactly.
Smokey the Bear hats.
Yep, exactly. The Smokey the Bear hats is what did it.
We've got this chase scene coming up here, which ends in the jump over the bridge.
Yeah, if for folks outside of the U.S., if you do a search for Smokey the Bear fire prevention, you'll see what Flash is talking about by Smokey hats, and several state trooper units still use them. I think.
Yep.
I know Tennessee does. I can't remember the other ones.
Yeah, they're still wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're also called county mounties.
Yeah.
And Evel Knievel was a motorcycle policeman. We all know who Evel Knievel was, if you're from the same generation.
Yeah, the man who broke every bone and then a couple.
Yep.
Oh, and here's the classic Dodge Monaco, which is now an oddly collectible car because of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yep.
Hey, Sheriff, please get away.
Yep. Go.
Now this bridge, there's still
stumps.
Dramatic gum chewing.
There's still the stumps of this bridge visible on the tour. You can go on the tour and visit the locations. And
did they leave the bridge broken because the movie was popular? And they're like, yeah, this will bring people here.
Probably.
Never bothered.
Like, we could fix it, but it wouldn't be a tourist attraction if we did.
You probably pay $50 to
stunt here. Beautiful stunt. This completely totaled this particular.
Despite what this movie,
totally right.
yeah, exactly. Despite what this movie and the Dukes of Hazzards will tell you, yeah, cars do not jump well.
No.
Well, they jump very well. It's the landing that's the problem.
Yeah, it's the landing. Yeah, it's something about all that weight in the front end is what really destroys it.
Or that shock waves that snaps your spine in half when you hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leaves pretty much all of your suspension trailing behind you.
Along with your drivetrain, your engine, all of the fluids in the vehicle.
Everything, yeah. Steve says real mailboxes will dent your hood mostly, but they don't slow you down much, most of them.
Although my mom jumped a Toyota Corolla and it came out just fine.
Oh, dude.
Although everybody in the car had like massive bumps on their head from hitting the roof. But other than that.
That reminds me of that episode of Top Gear where they tried to destroy, the Toyota pickup truck? And they did everything to it and it just wouldn't die.
Yeah, there's a reason why certain groups choose the Toyota pickup truck as their main vehicle.
Military vehicle in the world.
Immortal vehicles. Steve says, all too lengthy case, state lines were never crossed. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah,
no
there you go.
Made. No mailboxes were harmed. Just a few.
Beautiful. You did well, sir. You don't cross state lines and don't do mailboxes and the feds stay out of it. Good job, man.
So we're already up to almost 40 minutes, about 39 and a half coming up on. And we've got all the gears in motion for the movie. And we're almost up to the point where they sort of have a little break where they stop at the lake where Fred takes a bath in the lake.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. Okay, up to this point, it has pretty much been an entire car chase. We've had at least, 30 minutes of just car chase.
Just a constant, It's pretty good going.
And Fast and the Furious can't even pull off a 5-minute car chase without being bored. What the heck?
No.
Now here's the choke and puke.
Oh yeah, the choke and puke, the choke and puke, the spit and gag, whatever you want to call it on the side of the road.
And it was actually never. It was not really in the movie to start with. This scene, this was thought up by the pair of them.
And it's a wise choice because you put a break in there, develop a little bit, give everybody a chance to breathe, and then back to the action.
And you have one of the best scenes in the movie where they don't meet.
Oh,
it's much like Wrath of Khan. The hero and villain never really meet in the movie.
It was actually Gleason's idea for them both to meet and not know who each other. Well, for Gleason's character not to know who the other guy was.
Yeah, it's great.
But a lot of this is improvised as well, made up on the spot by Gleason. The language he uses and the routines he has, and it's all in the mannerisms. It's pure genius.
Oh, I had a awesome flashback. If you look past Burt Reynolds' left shoulder, that is a cigarette machine.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I remember those from back in the day.
Yep.
Ooh, and in comes Smokey.
Now he wants a Diablo sandwich, which is a spicy version of a sloppy Joe. We all know what a sloppy Joe is, don't we?
Yes, yes, indeed.
And so, give me one of them there Diablo sandwiches, and a Dr. Pepper, and he gets it down his tie as well. Much obliged. I'm gonna get that son bitch. Some goddamn maniac.
You gotta love to say it and spray it.
It's where he's trying to get all the words out with his mouth full as well.
Okay, and I gotta throw in for the uniform. Jackie Gleason's pants were a size 64. So
Yeah.
these are beautiful.
Oh man.
Oh. Freaking flicker.
I'll be honored. Where's the can? I gotta take a squirt. That's the way he's like, it's pure Oliver Hardy type of stuff. And of course, she's driving, and she's going the wrong way. Now, and of course, Gleason walks out with the. They did the polite version, so the toilet paper's not stuck to his ass; it's stuck to his glasses.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I love the Elvis sunglasses he's got on there too. That's so uber 70s.
This restaurant's completely gone now. It's just an empty lot. A lot of stuff when the highways changed over the years.
Well, Americans would recognize the outside of this place as a Western sizzling steakhouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, of course, as well, cars changed, didn't they? Because back in the day, this was a hell of an achievement. A round trip of about 1,800 miles, and the average car did about 65. You could only get like a maximum like 65 miles an hour. But today you could easily do this round trip. It is easily achievable in the cars we've got today. So a lot of rest stops don't exist either because you don't need.
Well, we also get better gas mileage.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, and now also to be fair, I think the Trans Am had a tank that was like 3 billion gallons of storage in it. So
well, depending on the engine, if you had the V6, which these had, you got decent mass mileage. But if you had the V8, you're getting like 8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah,
and going that fast, you're getting like 3 miles.
Exactly.
This what he says: smoking, speeding, no seatbelts. Those were the days.
Oh yeah, America.
Heck yeah,
American
exceptionalism.
This bit's great where they're trying to swap over, and then they actually they break the fourth wall again by saying they're always able to do this in the movies.
I just loved it. He quits. He's like, forget it.
Yeah. I've seen it in the movies. God damn it. Gabrielle Guest pops in. Just put me in to honk a horn for freedom. Honk, honk.
Honk, honk.
And we didn't say Hong Kong there. We said honk, honk.
Yeah, honk, honk.
There's definitely no freedom in Hong Kong.
Yes. Oh, and there we go. Instant convertible.
There you go. Yeah. Now that same junction is like this stretch of road is used like 4 or 5 times through the movie.
Yeah, I think if we go back through it and look, I'm pretty sure this is at least the 3rd time we've seen this junction.
That's one hell of a stunt, though, isn't it? I mean, if you get that wrong, you're dead.
Oh yeah, no way around that.
That is, I mean, it's worth watching at least this part of the movie just for that stunt. This is before CGI. When, as a kid, you would watch a movie and these were real stunts. It was real. It wasn't, it wasn't all.
Kojak with a Kodak.
Oh, if you watch this movie, a kid now, they'll have a heart attack because they're just like, oh my god, it's real cars.
Oh my god, they could have died. But actually,
they're all gonna die.
The other bit coming up with the football field, they literally almost killed the kids.
Yeah.
Football field. And seriously, we might not have ever seen this movie if something had gone horribly wrong there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when they got on the grass, they didn't realize it was like ice because, like, moist grass.
Yeah, there is. No traction on that stuff.
Yeah. So they were like, and the kids were like, yeah, let's do it again. That was fun. And they were like, no, God, you're all alive still. And it's great is that even the guy in the funeral car is like, hey man, and they've got CVs as well.
Oh yeah, everybody. Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, you know who that was?
And the other great thing is like the majority of other actors in this are just local people.
Yep.
There's only like a couple people that are actual actors. The majority are just locals.
I got the metal to the pedal and the thing to the.
And there's that visceral laugh from Burt Reynolds there again. But this happens 3 or 4 times in the movie, doesn't it? Where local people like help him out and cause like a traffic jam. And of course, he can't do anything about it because it's a funeral procession.
I love that his son is there just to hold his hat on as they're going down the road.
Yep. And it literally is like a Laurel and Hardy moment. But you know, when he says to him later on in the movie, there's no way that you ever came from my loins.
Yeah. I'm gonna slap your mama in the mouth.
The joke is as well, later on in the movie, there's a guy who's just like him, just a younger version of him, who bawls him out for driving around in a car like that. And the joke is that's his real son, and the baby's got swapped at the hospital.
And
I had flew up, Daddy. So he says, whoa, just as his kid is a lump. He is.
Oh, he's coming over again.
2 cents short of $1. Look at all the dust kicking up. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it did in Dukes of Hazzard, wasn't it? It was just, let's just kick up some dust everywhere.
That was, well, and that was the beauty of the Dukes of Hazzard. They realized that you could drop the speeds like by at least 60%, 70%. And because it was on a dirt road and dust, you could get sideways. You could make it look really impressive.
And here's the jump into the football field coming up. And literally, look how close they get to these kids. And the cheerleaders, and it's like, this could have ended differently.
Yeah. Oh, break the chain, jump.
There we go. That'll have ruined the front end of that car.
Oh, yeah. Watch out for the kids. Watch out for the kids.
And I mean, look at how close they
And one of the lady stunt drivers is Snowman's wife in the beginning.
Oh, didn't realize that.
Didn't know that.
She was a stunt lady. That's why she's in such good shape, probably.
Yes.
It's a football game. Can we watch Daddy?
Can we watch Daddy? Yes, because Betty, he is a lump indeed.
BB truck, a slang, an 18-wheel as a truck with 18 tires, wheels, an aircraft carrier as a truck trailer, carrying an aircraft. An angry kangaroo is a truck with one headlight out. A big truck.
We used to call them Popeyes.
Yeah. A blinking winking or a kiddie car is a school bus. A bulldog's a Mack Road tractor. And we got a chicken truck. It's a dressed up fancy truck with extra chrome, wide front bumper, extra lights.
Oh yeah, that was another 70s thing. Was everything had chrome on it.
Oh yeah.
Chrome everywhere, bumpers, grill, all that stuff.
Metal bumpers that could shred a car in half now.
Yeah, now it's all plastic.
Yeah, it is. Everything's just plastic.
And also there were no such things as like a fender bender because that was like a day to pry the cars apart because the bumpers would like intertwine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was metal. So here we are, just past 51 minutes. We'll finally get like apart from like the rest stop, which wasn't really very much of a break. We're at 51 minutes. You finally get like a little break, which lasts about 1 minute. This is great the way he says, nice ass, and she says, thanks. But she's that kind of woman where she's confident. She's, she's not pompous or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly. She rolls with the punches.
She is pretty insane.
Oh, she's very insane.
Yeah, but she's good insane.
Yeah.
And
oh no, he's a legend. Why?
He's a legend. And this is his line about I just show off.
So, we already missed the profile line, right? Where he's like, I look good from the side too.
Yeah. Now she does a routine about being a gypsy dancer. Goes from one chorus line to another. and that's how she's ended up in the South, and decided to marry Junior Justice, and then realized, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, and so many bad decisions leading up to this.
But yeah,
Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road.
Did you actually know that this is Alfred Hitchcock's favorite movie of all time?
Yep.
I
It's
did
his guilty
not.
pleasure.
Yeah.
No way. Could you imagine the Hitchcockian version of it?
Yeah.
I like the robots.
I like the cars. I really do. I like the fast cars and the nice girls.
He wasn't upset that she wasn't a blonde.
No,
Wow.
but this is interesting because I think actually deep down everybody who likes a blonde actually likes a brunette.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll be offending
yeah.
all the blonde girls if I said that.
Yeah, I've already blown all my creds
I
with
already
cars.
renounced what I said there because I don't want to offend blonde girls. So there's Fred taking a swim. Isn't he a lovely dog?
He is a pretty dog, and you just gotta love. Yeah, you just gotta love the old hounds, man.
Yeah.
He's like the classic Basset Hound too. That's like the hush puppy dog.
Yep.
Hush puppies. That was another thing from the 70s. The shoes.
The shoes, yes.
And then the food.
And yeah. Okay, now we're back to another cornbread based thing, and I'm hungry again. You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Now, yeah. Give me some skin, brother.
Give me that talker.
This is great. This interchange. Hello, Mr. Bandit. And he's going to hang him from the tallest tree. He did a special appearance for Burt Reynolds' TV birthday celebration, and he came on as a surprise in full costume and character, and he did this whole thing for Burt Reynolds, and he says, and then I'm going to put you behind bars for the whole of your natural life, and then when you're dead, I'm going to put you in a coffin, and then I'm going to put that behind bars for the rest of your natural death.
You know, it's funny. You keep bringing up some bish. When this was dubbed in American TV, because Americans, you can't say bad words. Yeah, they changed it to what was it? Scum bum.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, he made a point of that on this TV appearance. He goes, "You son." He just went like that. Just to say, it left a pause. Like you can't even say that to me. Yeah, but they didn't get him to do the voiceovers. They got the guy who did Fred Flintstone to come and do the voiceovers for the dubs for the TV version. This is where he realizes that the bandit's been just almost 20 feet away. And then tries to drive away with a jack still on. This beautiful scene here on the highway.
Yes.
Look at that.
Obama State Line.
Huge
place,
gosh. So we're getting to Obama State Line. So we're being through Mississippi. We're going to
So
we're going to Alabama.
Alabama.
What happened, Daddy? And then that's a Lauren and Hardy routine there, isn't it? Where he's just
I would actually argue that this movie inspired Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Okay, I want to hear this theory.
Half of that movie is just a chase scene through the asteroids. With the cowboy and the princess.
Before Smokey and the Bandit, I had the idea of a chase sequence.
Of an interstellar.
I invented the car chase, and I just put it in space.
In an interstellar Trans Am.
It's my idea. The Trans Am was my idea. They stole it. I had the Millennium Falcon.
I wrote 9 episodes called Trans Am Menace, and they stole it.
Yeah.
And the Trade Federation is trying to block the space cruise.
Stealing my good ideas. I love that line. I was born ready. And that's been used so many times in different movies.
Gabby Hayes.
Gabby. But yeah, he probably claimed when this was so successful, he probably claimed, oh, they just stole American Graffiti and made it into a chase scene.
Yeah, well, they did it right though.
I love it when that Alabama police chief says, the guy says, I've got eyes.
Yeah. Hey, I will be right back, guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
Walk amongst yourselves, boys.
Yeah.
And we're already almost at the hour mark. I mean, it's only about 93 minutes long, is it?
Yeah, it's very short. It flies by.
And
you know where this movie really breaks convention, though, is that he's driving an automatic.
Yeah, I noticed that on the gear. It's very.
So you don't have those weird cutaways of the guy shifting gears all the time.
Yeah.
Even when the car's sitting still, that they do in every movie, no matter if it's manual or automatic.
96 minutes long. Yeah, it's really non-petrol heady for that reason, I think. But and again, he's getting his hat held. This is another racial slur coming along here when the Chinese guy or Japanese, the Japanese haulage guy runs past and clips the door right off. Put the evidence in the back of the car. Yeah, there's evidence. Yeah, and you get this comedy version of Wagner playing because Matty says most blondes are brunettes. I made cornbread yesterday. It's already gone. Steve says timeline doesn't work, but apt observation that both are influenced by archetypes and tropes of the American Western. They are. I mean, it's sort of a natural progression, isn't it, of the caravans that went out west and away, and the bandits and gunslingers. Hey, there you go. I saw that you told me in their purpose. But I got there and put the evidence in the car. Put the goddamn evidence in the car. Right. Yeah. So Steve's making an interesting point. The soundtrack is a manual shift. So when you're listening to the sound of the engine and the sound effects, they're using like a manual shift sound effect. So obviously an oversight by the sound guys on the movie.
Well, not really. That's what people know. That's like just movie language, right? It's not really an oversight. It's just that's how people know.
People expect sound. Yeah, to hear the gear changes, and
if you don't use it, people be like, "Oh, that's not real. Doesn't sound right."
Yeah, because they're so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that everybody's a CB radio hat on, even the old lady. There's been a fender bender on 64.
Well, and everybody's got their own. Everybody's got their own. They got their own CB handle too. This is the Witter woman coming at you, or whatever. And for those of you keeping track at home, Ralph managed to find his way out of the bunker and back in without serious incident.
They call him the Bandit.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. Finally, you have the sort of restful moment between the two leads and the romantic moment, which is done really well. I think it's done really well.
Now, and that Trans Am is amazing at not showing dirt after being down all those dirt roads and all that stuff.
Incredibly clean.
It's Sally Field's hair with like nothing out of place after the top being down.
Well, this is the age of Aquanet.
It's a self-waxing car.
Self-waxing. There you go.
You self-waxing fans out.
Oh, you want the self-waxing option on that, sir? That comes with the undercoat.
Oh man. And here's the sort of it's an unpleasant scene, isn't it? So
yeah, it is unpleasant, but it reinforces that Snowman is not somebody you mess around with either.
No.
So
true.
He is Bandit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And time check for everybody. We are at 1 hour, 2 minutes, 1 hour and 3 minutes on the dot.
Yep.
Well, see, this is like the smart scene too, because it breaks up the mushy stuff, so the kids are going to stay watching it.
Yeah, it does. It's like counterpoint between the two things going on at the same time.
And of course, they're by the fountain drink machine. Or I'm sorry, they're by the beers, and they've got a CB radio.
Yep.
So just remember, kids, if you're having a romantic moment with your lovely lady, at exactly the same time, someone's getting the shit kicked out of them.
But this bar is just like you can just smell the cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this PBR, big 16-ounce PBR cans in the background.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now
the big giant ashtray that's the size of like a cookie jar.
Yes.
Flats and Schlitz.
A giant amber ashtray on
there
the
you go, man. You know what? People who get banned off Twitter should just get CB radios, and let's go back.
Yeah.
I liked it better back then.
Get off the smartphones.
Yeah, exactly. Hang up your phone, grab a CB.
Apparently, Hal Needham was in Georgia with Burt Reynolds as his stunt double for Gator. And that was the origin of the movie. Bought some Coors beer. It got stolen from the fridge. It was the maid who said, "We can't get Coors beer around here." And that was the idea behind the movie.
Well, I read a story that Gerald Ford, before he became vice president, had snuck some Coors onto the air one of the airplane's back. So it was in that big of a demand on the East Coast.
Well, the thing that kills me is that I've had Coors, and I don't get.
Okay.
It was made with pure Rocky Mountain spring water.
Careful what you say, though, because Coors is Steve's drink of choice.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Hold on. Before you diss Coors, go back to 1977 and remember your only other option was Budweiser.
That's true.
There you go. Now Coors suddenly seems
not necessarily.
fabulous.
You had Schlitz and Blatz.
We're talking.
Well, yeah, but
there is
Miller
a beer influenced by this movie.
Was it Colt 45?
Works every time.
It's a beer called Old Smokey or something. It's a brewery up your way, actually, Jeff.
Really?
Yeah,
we got Rolling Rock really up this way.
It's a port or a stout.
Oh, really? From where?
I'm trying to remember actually, because I put the two together when I realized I heard the story years ago, and then I realized it's actually influenced by this movie, and I can't find the connection. But
is it Old Smokey? He called it.
I think it's Old Smokey.
Oh no, she's gonna make him take his hat off.
Yeah.
Does the hairpiece come with it?
He's like, I don't take my hat off because
I don't take my hat off. My toupee doesn't stay on.
Hair kind of sticks to it. Do you ever take off that giant silver and turquoise ring?
I'm going to let that one just float. I got nothing.
Oh, well, that's really well done as well, this scene. Because Matty says...
Except you can see his battery pack on his belly.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, it said most blondes are brunettes. Steve says... Back up. And exactly.
Michelob!
So what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Michelob in the background. I was like, oh, yeah.
Did they have Miller in those days? Miller Lite?
Yep.
Yeah, matter of fact, there's a Miller. Yeah, there's a Miller can sitting out there too. I can recognize it. This
Another
was
one
back.
is they call it champagne.
Oh God, yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah,
champagne of beers.
Grizzly.
You know, and it's one thing to see a man get beat up, but you beat up a dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the dog.
That's when no man is justified to pull a gun on him.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Kick the dog.
I just have a feeling these are real bikers too, because they don't look like TV bikers.
Possibly.
You know, it would surprise me, you know, because maybe Hal pulled in a few of his buddies.
Yeah.
So,
there you go. Steve says we went riding every summer in Colorado when I was a kid. Always had a couple of cases in the truck coming back.
Exactly. You know, it was just it's the novelty of it more than anything else.
Well, and thanks to this movie, Coors became like the beer of every movie in the 80s.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I remember watching was it like Invasion USA, and Chuck Norris is constantly drinking Coors.
But don't
there's always a Coors sign, and like wherever he's at, there's always a Coors sign.
It's the beer of choice of Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and then there's the Adam Driver cameo as well.
Oh, yeah.
As gas station attendant.
Yeah. So the beer
Man's everywhere.
is a smoked porter from Alaskan brewery.
I just love that smile as he fires up the truck and gets rolling.
Yeah, and then he completely wrecks all the bikes. Yikes.
Yeah,
what's left of them.
Far out.
Yeah, that's not near me. Alaska's.
No, I thought it was Michigan.
Alaska's a bit.
Wait, that might be Owen Wilson with that far out.
Default location for breweries. Yeah, I'm always going to think Michigan first.
The horn getting stuck is a lovely scene, a lovely touch.
Where the horn gets stuck, and but isn't it good because this is all about Hong Kong? So
there you go. Yeah, it ties in nice.
Here is Buford's real son.
Yeah, it's like his mirror self.
That's basically his real son.
Even sounds like him. I don't care.
This piece of crap. What the hell is this?
That language.
Yes. I have my young son here in the car with me.
On my highway. And then he balls him out, gets him to say sorry, and then Mace just says, yeah.
My young son.
It definitely is his real son. The baby's got switched.
Gosh.
Do you know who you're talking to?
I just feel like Mike Henry was cast for two reasons. One, that he could be stone-faced during all this, and two, that he was big enough to hold that door.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we need a guy that can, like, bench press a car door. Like, oh, yeah, Mike Henry.
But police officers like this.
He's like a Vulcan.
Like this. Oh, yeah, he is. He actually could have done that. These police officers existed and still do exist. Who, they've been doing the job for 30 years.
Oh, there's the Smokey hat we were talking about as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Alabama does wear those, don't they?
Yeah.
I forgot.
I think pretty much every state does, but it's not required to wear, so they never wear them, like, unless they're having a bad hair day or whatever.
Well, I think
or if it's raining, they'll wear them.
Because you go out west, I think the Texas state troopers actually wear a hat similar to what similar to what Jackie
they wear
Gleason's
more of a cowboy
wearing.
hat.
Yeah, more of a cowboy hat. But
Lamar Jackson, who's in the movie, was actually a real Georgia State trooper, and he went on to be Burt Reynolds' bodyguard later in life, and an actor and a producer. But that guy you just saw there, yeah, I mean the whole County Mountie thing in the hats where there's the hat there. I only take my hat off for one reason. There it is, hanging on the top of the CB aerial.
He's taking a bath then, right?
Oh yeah, now he's feeling good now. Is Burt Reynolds? Jackie Gleason was offered a percentage of the gross of the box office or a straight salary. He took the straight salary, thinking it wasn't going to be a success. That cost him millions. He was a bit gutted about that. He also had a code when he was on set for things. So when we asked for a hamburger, he actually meant he wanted a bottle of vodka or a whiskey.
Oh man, nice.
You like to hit the sauce.
That makes it confusing when you're the guy running errands and a fat guy asking for food.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to the.
I got your vodka, but I also
we're going to be on channel 23.
Burgers.
That's fine, boy. I'll take them all.
Only 2 cheeseburgers. You're fired.
Hey, but yeah, I mean, Sally Field, she'd been Gidget in '65, and it's gave her a chance to break, so she didn't end up getting typecast as a total psycho because she'd been Sybil in '76. So, Breaker 1-9.
There you go. Breaker 1-9. Breaker 1-9.
You want to know what Breaker 1-9 means? It means Breaker
hey, old timey hookers, come back now.
Yeah, Foxy Lady. The mobile lot lizards have the county mounties tied up.
The bring us just telling people. Just that you're gonna do a transmission. 1-9 is just the channel. 1-9.
Yes. Breaker 1-9 means you're breaking in on channel 19. Very good, Pete.
Foxy Lady.
You're practically ready to become a Yank, brother. Come on over.
That's if they'll let me.
Hey, I've got a map I'll send you. Come on, man.
Well, I could go via Iceland and Greenland, go around the top way. Just go on holiday randomly to the Hebrides.
There you go.
I'm just on holiday in the Hebrides. What you went to boat for? I just thought about going over to Iceland, no reason whatsoever.
I still think there's a Northwest Passage out there.
Yeah.
We could do it.
Yeah, it's only like a 4,500 mile border. I'm sure there's some open
here's
spaces.
The only local actors that get more than one line. It's kind of obvious.
Do you know what it is, though? Right, the Southern accent is so easy for me to understand because it sounds a lot like English accents. It is. It's so similar, and the dialect and the words. It's very similar to like English sort of slang.
Well, the other thing too is that in general, Southerners tend to talk slower, than Northerners.
Boy, and I am the example of that, man.
So here's this beautiful Georgia highway, because basically it will be Georgia. We're supposed to believe that we've just gone into Alabama and we're still in Alabama, but this is definitely Georgia.
Okay, spoiler alert for everybody that is not a Yank. This stretch of road is exactly how every freaking stretch of road on the interstate in the southern United States looks. So
it's a big place.
It could be filmed anywhere, and it looks exactly like this.
Way,
Here we go. They're going to give him a rocking chair. This guy's a friend, but he looks like a complete psycho. He looks like he's got body under his seat. Glasses. I'm just I've got sharpened teeth.
I'm just here to eat potato chips.
I like the pork, if you know what I mean. I like.
It looks like he's writing the draft for Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
They break a breaker. You got any daughters I can kidnap?
I'm not really human. Steve saying Sally is lovely. How dare you? She is lovely.
Oh, absolutely.
Now here the rocking chair is basically where they hide the car between the trucks. But I mean, if you think about it, you can see that when you look behind on the wing mirror type of view, the cop car would. Sorry to spoil it, but you would still see the transit.
Yeah, I've seen. Let me see. I got to see how they maneuver this one.
So they make the cop car.
They can get away with it. You would have to ride on the shoulder more than they do in the movie.
Yeah, I give him this one because the Allied truck has a lower. It's got a lower bed on it. That's perfect. No, I think this is an excellent example of a rocking chair.
Yeah,
it's good to see.
And in real life, you would keep more in pace because the movie's doing it for our sake, so we can see it.
So we've got the truckers there flying the flag of liberty. See?
Yeah. And to be fair, the Trans Am should have tucked in a little better. But
well,
all in
it's
all,
doing
pretty
that
well
that's
done.
for our sake. That's so the audience can see it.
Oh, so the audience can see the
good point.
So Steve says they block him out. They block him out. Fair enough. So that's fair enough. I mean, it's obviously something that it was a something that people used or knew about the rocking chair. It must be something that people used.
Dude, buddy.
And then you see all the truckers there, different truckers. We got your back door.
Now remember, this is 1977 context, kids. So, completely different.
Yep. And it's nice to see that all truckers are different. So there is a lady trucker there.
Oh, we missed the really creepy Bandit line, didn't we? About the peeking down in the cars.
No, you missed.
That's why I used to like driving those rigs.
Early on in the movie, where he gives her a handle, right, and calls her frog. And why do you call frog? Because you look a bit like a frog and you jump. And I'd like to jump you. Okay, that's a bit rapey. But it's nice.
But I think the worst is like she's like, "Oh, they can see right down in the car," and he's like, "Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can."
This is the days before you had to fill out the consent form before you could go on a date.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize he was in this. That old man is the waiter from Twin Peaks.
Oh,
really?
There you go.
Who was also the giant, but he's been in Hollywood for years. He was like in every John Wayne movie.
Oh no! Buford Justice just ran a raid on the mobile lot lizards. Oh no,
man!
To justice.
To justice.
Captain.
And yes, it would be slightly abnormal for a sheriff from Texarkana in any Texas county to be 3 states over arresting anybody.
Oh yeah.
3 states over arresting a guy in a whorehouse.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was an influence
at all.
The what was it? The nicest little whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds.
Could be a lead up to it. Maybe that's what inspired him.
Yeah. There's a lovely Sally Field there.
Yes.
There is the cars and the trucks that people have. Where there's even somebody's got a customized like convertible cop car because they do the Bandit run.
Yeah,
the Bandit run, don't they, every year? So it's an actual event, the Bandit run.
Oh, and here's the cameo of the movie.
Oh, yeah,
is Enos from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes. You know, and there's a Gas Monkey episode where they do a Trans Am, and they actually go down to Florida and get Bert to sign the glove box on it.
There's an Evil Knievel.
Is that where they did like one of those repro mod Trans Ams?
I can't remember.
Like the modern Camaros
into a Trans Am. If you come off a bike wearing that helmet,
no, I think this was an actual Trans Am, but instead of putting the Phoenix on the hood, they put like a variation of the Gas Monkey with wings on the hood.
So 40-year celebration. Oh, I love this moment. Sticks the finger. There you go. So they're running point, aren't they? So they're getting the cop to follow them. So so 40 years on, 2018.
Kids, that middle finger is known as the Hawaiian good luck sign.
Yeah, we don't have the middle finger here, although some people do use it now because it's caught on here. But we have the V's.
Yes, the inverted or backwards V for victory.
The nails have got to be showing. You got to get it the right way around. So Burt Reynolds was present for the for the 40th anniversary, because, well, it's a big event, wasn't it? And he died shortly afterwards, actually.
Yeah.
Sadly, but he managed to get to the event. But that's a still there from him there with a restored Trans Am. Another shot there. And so we're at now. What time, gentlemen, have we got there?
1 second. I have 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 49 seconds.
That's a 10-4, good buddy.
10-4. Hoo-wee.
Tell Daisy I'll be late.
So what we got in the chat? I've missed a couple of comments here.
So there's two Dukes of Hazzard people in this movie: Sonny Schroyer, motorcycle cop / Enos.
Yep.
And Bo Duke himself is a extra.
Yeah. So it's definitely this is definitely where the seeds for Dukes of Hazzard were being born.
Yeah.
I think. Steve says, hauling ass and then dropping back in line is a time-honored way to go away too fast without getting nailed.
Yeah.
I think Dukes of Hazzard was already in the workings, but this is what got him the funding, because the network was like, oh, yeah, we'll give you all the money you want to make that show now.
Well, this is it. It did so well, this movie, didn't it? Steve says, you just got to pick your sports. Yep.
Yes.
I think it's a straight resto. Can't remember, but yeah. I think dropped a Hemi in it, and all that shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is when it goes all Hooper. Yes, there you go. Into the back of the truck.
Brilliant bit there where he comes and says, "Can you drop me off the next intersection?"
Dang.
Yeah, this is they don't go quite Blues Brothers level of car crashes, but yeah, it gets pretty awesome.
Good stuff. The stuntman who did that got it wrong so many times. He says, "Yeah, well, just go again. We'll do it again." So this is the last 20 minutes of the movie, and it just races by. The last 20 minutes is just so fast you don't even. And then before you, whoa, hang on,
dang,
that's whoa.
Kind of love the 70s.
That's yep. That's a 10-4, good buddy.
Girls, I'll be in high school.
Like my dad used to say, at the risk of offending the ladies, you can't get many of them in a carrier bag. And here's the cute redhead. Oh, hello there, man.
There you go, choke and puke.
And so this is because it was a huge. It was mentioned. We've mentioned George Lucas's graffiti movie, but
American
the
Graffiti.
jalopy thing was huge in the 70s, wasn't it? Like the hot rods and jalopies.
Yeah.
And so that comes in as another. So there's all these extended communities of petrolhead communities that all come together, and so it's not just about truckers. There's all these. I mean, look at that thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm sure Jay Leno has one of those. He has every goddamn other kind of car.
Yo, no kidding, man. I guess if you got Leno cash, you can get that kind of stuff.
My favorite is the gray truck. I don't know what. Is it a Ford? I don't know. See the blue.
Oh
gray
yeah,
one?
yeah.
That's beautiful. That.
It's probably some version of the Ford F-150.
So like the grayish pickup.
The 50s looking one, or the
yeah, like the 50s looking one.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a Ford. I'm not sure. Probably wrong.
Couldn't tell from the back. The grills that really look different on those.
Let go of the button.
Let go of the button.
Yeah, when operating the CB, it is important to release once you have completed your transmission.
That girl's totally dumped. He's never going to go out with her again. He's like, ugh.
Look at the giant gear.
Oh, I love that giant softball-sized handle on the end of it.
He says it's an early F-100 Ford. There.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful truck. Yeah.
So nice. Beautiful. And then you got the Jeep with the twin aerials and that. They had one like that in Jaws, I'm sure.
I
And
can't.
then some dumb shits brought a beetle.
Well, you know, you got
It's
to
the
go with what you
70s.
got.
Is there a single movie in the 70s that
I'm
doesn't have a
surprised
beetle
that's
in
the
it?
only beetle in the movie, really.
Yeah, it's true.
They probably figured Dirty Harry already broke the record for beetle sightings. So they're
Yeah,
like,
probably
a little
so.
less beetle.
Now they're in Georgia now. You got Georgia state troopers converging on them. And you'll
All right,
notice.
everybody, I got to run out of here and go over to Middle Earth.
Right.
All right. Well, good
See
having
you
you,
later,
Flash.
Flash.
See you, brother.
All right.
See you, Flash.
Now you'll notice it all looks the same. It's still it's basically the same road.
Basically Georgia. Yeah. Well, it is actually supposed to be Georgia now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're almost at Atlanta, so yes, what's left of this car.
Oh, leave the muffler behind. But that sounds amazing now.
So we're almost done already. I mean, it's what? Goodness me, what's the timestamp on this now?
1 hour, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Yeah, me. So it's like literally 5 minutes left. It's one of the fastest movies ever.
Along. Yeah, I mean, it's just relentlessly churning along.
And this is where he thinks, we're doomed because you got the chopper following them now. How are they going to get out of it now? So, but suddenly they do manage to get out of it. I don't know how.
Yeah,
it's just the chopper's still there. The
Bandit can't give up.
Do you know the car? That was actually the surviving car from the movie, sold for like half. So I'm surprised it was only that, actually. Oh.
Oh, now Snowman comes up with the plan.
He's gonna let the dog.
He's going to take the hit. So the interesting thing is the car's been taking all the hits all the way through. So he's now going to go for it because they're almost at the destination now anyway. So he's going to do it. Hot damn, we're going to make it.
Hey, wait.
Hoo-ah.
The Southern Classic.
Here we go. Straight through the barrier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you take 80,000 pounds of truck versus a 2,000 pound car. Truck's going to win every time.
Yeah. Yeah, because they gave like Burt Reynolds $1 million for this movie. He only had like 3.3 million left to make the whole movie.
There you go, Steve. Steve wins.
Don't even tell me Snow ain't the man.
You got it, buddy.
There you go, the snowman. He's up for it right at the end. So that's his moment to shine right at the very end.
And you know what? I'm glad they gave it to him. Oh, and there's
there's the
Big Enos, Little Enos.
Son. Yep.
Yeah. Thinking they got it made.
Apparently the Streetwear Bandit and Snowman Get the Beer is the same street where Lynyrd Skynyrd shot their debut album.
Oh no.
That's ridiculous. There we go. So they made it. And then there you go. They go for it with Double or Nothing. Now they've got to travel north to get some Boston to get some clam chowder. So
oh, jeez, man.
Boston. Going to Boston.
Clam chowder. Chowder.
Chowder. They get off of that Cadillac.
That's it. Just as the police are arriving, they're away. Sneak away in the Cadillac. The reason I picked Fred is because it never obeyed any commands.
Oh, Fred never did.
And there's Jackie Gleason there with what's left of his car.
Well, Daddy.
And obviously the perfect comedy moment because they're just literally 20 feet away.
Oh yeah, you gotta let this one float, man. Because
yeah.
Well,
you. Bitch. Oh yeah, and they just give each other nice compliments, don't they? And then he says, "No, that old horse shit's out the way." That's a decent one. Mutual bullshit. That was it. Yeah. Where are you, zombies? In today's money, the prize money they offered comes out about $250,000. Look over your left shoulder.
Woof.
Bye-bye. So, no hard feelings, Jude.
No hard feelings.
And that's it. Off into the sunset. I didn't even have time to get another beer.
No, man, that's it. It churns. Oh, and he lost his front wheel.
Now you don't have the bloopers on this because they didn't do that for this one. They started doing the blooper reels for Smokey and the Bandit 2, and that became a standard for a lot of movies. It still happens today. The blooper reel.
The blooper reel is so great.
I think these movies brought in that as a tradition, but this one doesn't. But I'm sure definitely Smokey and the Bandit 2 has the blooper reel. So yeah, amazing. It's just a fantastic feel-good movie. Which
fun movie.
That's it.
Exactly. That's the thing, is that, when we were all kicking it around, that was one of the things that got me was it's fun, and yeah, it's never going to be Ben-Hur. It's not the 10 Commandments, but it's fun. And every now and then we need something that's just fun to just get us through the slog from day in to day out.
Guys, I gotta jump here. So
yep.
Hey, well, pimp your book, buddy, before you head.
Yeah.
Buy my book.
What's it called? Where can we get it from?
It's called The Revenant in the Tomb. You can find it by going to www.hphunterwriter.com. That's all one word.
All right. Good.
So thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you,
brother.
I'll see you on the flip side there, good buddy.
10-4.
10-4, good buddy.
All right, see you later.
See you, man.
Yep. So, what a great movie. Obviously, the reason we're doing this is because the events north of the USA and Canada, where there's an incredible thing happening, and this movie is one of those few movies where that were made in the 70s and early 80s that show the real spirit of true fellowship and just non-conformism and adventure, the spirit of freedom.
And it really grabs the trucker spirit, I think that was a big chunk of the late 70s, early 80s. So
yeah, definitely. Steve says that was fun. Thanks, dudes. Do Hooper.
I think we've got a definite.
I think Steve wants to one to
add. I'm getting vibes he might want us to do Hooper. Maybe.
Yeah, just possibly. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the top 100 American comedies ever made. As I say, second biggest movie of 1977, and would have been the biggest movie of 1977 if it hadn't been for a certain science fiction adventure movie by the name of Star Wars.
I don't know how George managed to poop that one out, but somehow he managed to outdo Bert.
So very quickly, Spoken the Bandit was a sleeper hit. It premiered Radio City Music Hall, New York, where it performed badly, but then it opened in the South in Memorial Day weekend in 1977, and it grossed almost 2.7 million in that weekend. By the end of June, it played everywhere across the South: Charlotte, Atlanta, Jacksonville, New Orleans, Memphis, Dallas, Oklahoma City. Almost $12 million it made. Then went to the North and just continued to just rake in the money. Original budget was 5.3 million, cut to 4.3.
The studio jabbed them right at the last minute and said, "Oh, by the way, we're taking $1 million off your budget."
Yeah, because they thought it was not going to work at all, and had to really eat their words. Because 4.3, then another $1 million off that for Bert, meaning that Hal only had 3.3 to work with.
Yeah, and, exactly. Oh, Tony, you're no fair, man.
The movie did eventually make 126.7 million.
Oh man!
Oh, Jeff's back.
Yep, false alarm.
Oh, sweet.
That was a twist. A twist.
What twist?
Leave you wanting more.
Ooh, naughty. That was fun. Thanks to Hooper, says Steve. Fun movie. I never saw it. Jack Iglesias' character is hilarious. Absolutely, he's a genius. Jack. Jack
yeah.
And even Tony's saying Hooper. But yeah, the performance and the gross of the movie, 126.7 million from a budget of like 4.3 million is incredible.
And, yeah. Well, and like you said, you take Bert's $1 million salary off the top, so basically 3.3 million for everything else in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's
divided into 126.7. It's crazy. Reynolds also said it was his favorite movie that he ever did, most fun making of his career. Well, he said it was the one he had the most fun with. So we don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. Not interested in any of that.
No.
We know that the film made Pontiac Trans Am's an overnight boom. And the Diablo sandwich actually became really popular as well because of this movie, and entered into popular culture. It's apparently like taco flavors, so it's a bit like a sloppy Joe, but you use like taco seasoning. The Bandit run was first run in 2007 to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the movie. Sorry, I said earlier 1978 and 2018 because I think the 40th anniversary celebrations were also to do with the worldwide release of the movie. The Bandit run in 2007, celebrating the 30th anniversary, was a brainchild of Dave Hall, who was owner of a restore and muscle car company. Now he started it and still going today. The Bandit run is an annual event which is still going well today. Obviously, there was that little break for that 2 years of nonsense that we had prior to everything. But so Mobile One commercial was also adopted the spirit of this movie as well. But television, we talked about quite earlier there, so many different TV tie-ins and spin-offs, and an unofficial spin-off, as we said earlier, was Dukes of Hazzard, which is basically the child of this movie. And in as much as Flash was saying, they gave the go-ahead for that on the basis of how much money this movie made.
Oh, yeah.
This movie itself had 2 sequels, Smokey the Bandit 2 and 3. The second was a modest box office success in comparison. Still made $66 million. It had a budget of $17 million, but still a decent enough success. The third film had nothing to do with Hal Needham or Sally Field. It's a bit of an abomination, to be honest.
Yeah. Once they, like I said earlier, once they got rid of the iconic Trans Am look and went with the new model, it just completely
Well, it's not just that as well as it's the alchemy of what happened here, and you can try and reproduce it, which they did try to clone the movie when they did the second one, which is still a decent enough movie, but it's just nowhere near good. Obviously, the my favorite part of this the second movie is the fact that it's got Dom DeLuise in it, which was obviously the connection they had for when they did Cannonball Run, because those two worked well together.
Well, and they had the doc in there too. Because it was
Dom DeLuise
basically
was the vet, wasn't he? Or the doc?
No. They
picked
up the doc. Yeah. So it was basically a Cannonball Run reunion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I forgot about that.
Yeah. So there were some made-for-TV spin-offs as well, which were produced in the 90s. But yeah, you had different types of Pontiac Trans Ams in there. But you're right. I mean, it's the iconic car that really makes it. And they did announce late last year that a Smokey and the Bandit TV series was in development, but please don't do that.
No,
not in the current. Please do not do this. Do not attempt anything like that. Thank you very much, because it'll just be an absolute abomination. So, gentlemen, overall, what did you think of the movie? Any lasting thoughts and observations?
Just fun.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, it really catches the spirit of that time, kind of that anti-authoritarian. We're going to do this, and and even throughout the whole thing, though, even though they're against authority, it is still lighthearted. It's not mean.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's all. True. Yeah, it's all good fun. So
no one gets really
blast.
badly hurt. No one dies.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just property damage.
Yeah, it's lighthearted, and it's in the spirit of rebellion in terms of non-conformism and the spirit of freedom, and not anything meant to cause harm to other people. And this is obviously the reason we're watching this movie. We're going to do Convoy as well pretty soon, which is a different type of movie. It's again an iconic road movie from the 70s.
It's more serious.
Yeah, definitely.
Peckinpah.
Yeah, and but this movie, Smokey and the Bandit, is probably one of the most fun and enjoyable movies ever made. Really, without a doubt. It is.
Yeah. Do you think it could ever be made today?
No.
And
the Bandit would be the bad guy.
Yep.
Hey. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. Pete, you were absolutely right. Dom DeLuise does play Doc. I'm mishmashing all of my movies.
No,
so,
it's all right. I blame the Scotch.
I don't know what the problem is.
You can never blame Scotch. Don't blame Scotch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scotch is innocent.
Yeah, the Sound of the Lotto on the radio is actually something that they say in Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3. When Malta Matthau meets the inspector there, who's also an African American. So it's a sort of code for not expecting the person to be an African American. So there you go. So it's apparently it was an established code at the time. The Trans Am used for the bridge jump, was fitted with a Chevy engine, according to Hal Needham. So that's, I don't know what difference that makes. It was ruined at the end, but so I think overall it was an immediate success, and it's an example of a movie that didn't have much of a script. A lot of it was ad-libbed. It could have gone horribly wrong, but because everybody was 100% committed to it, and Hal Needham was so good at making these kinds of movies.
When you get charismatic actors as well, it helps to
be
off. Like, I mean, Burt Reynolds is ridiculously charismatic. Plus, like having Sally Field in there too as a counterpoint was brilliant. It was
Sally Field. Sally Field's another one of those. You know, she's in this movie. If you want to talk about a strong female lead, that's exactly what she was, without having to compromise her femininity.
Yep.
Definitely. And a very sort of nerdy point here that Sheriff P. Justice drives a 76 Pontiac Le Mans. I think somebody said that, didn't you? Said it was a Pontiac Le Mans, because some people think it's a Pontiac Bonneville. It's not. It's a Pontiac Le Mans. He drives a Bonneville in the sequel, but it's a Le Mans in this one. But yeah, it was that one occasion where all the chemistry was perfect. Everything was perfect. Everything worked exactly how it should be together. And it produced one of the best movies ever, and something that they couldn't even replicate fully for the sequel. They brought all the same people back and couldn't replicate it at all, which just shows you that it was so unique.
Lightning doesn't always strike twice.
This is it, and you can't put lightning in a bottle either. So, and we're going to find some more lightning-based proverbs in just a moment.
Shocking.
And but yeah,
electrifying.
Yes. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And we've had a great time. It's a very quick movie, and one that's over before you can even tell. I mean, I haven't even had a chance to go and get another beer that I wanted, because just you don't have a chance to have a break because it's just so fast. But as of 2021, very quickly, Sally Field, Paul Williams, who plays Little Enos, obviously Sally Field plays Rock Frog, are the only two surviving cast members of the main cast. Obviously, Jackie Gleason was the first to pass away in 1987, followed by Pat McCormick, who played Big Enos in 2007, Jerry Reed the Snowman in 2006, and of course, sadly, Burt Reynolds in 2018. Last, Mike Henry, who played Justice Jr. and also was Tarzan, who died last year in 2021. So it's just Sally Field and Paul Williams, Little Enos, who are still alive from the main cast.
Wow.
But yeah, the movie's made a lasting impression on everybody, from the Muppets, George Clooney, John Candy references it in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's right.
You know, it's influenced a great many things, and obviously Sally Field plays a runaway bride, which was something that wasn't often seen in movies, but has been copied so many times since then. It was also Norm Macdonald's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Did you know, Tony Perkins?
Oh, yeah.
It was his favorite movie.
Rest in peace, Norm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we miss you, Norm.
Sadly missed.
So that's where we get that crossover between Norm Macdonald and Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
You know,
that's it exactly. Sorry, go ahead, Ralph.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Yeah. I'm trying to think, if Hitchcock did the movie, the Trans Am would be the star, but you would never see the Trans Am. I'm leaving the Trans Am up to the audience's imagination. It builds tension that way.
And then Spielberg would rip it off, but not credit it.
Exactly.
Well, either him or Lucas. Very quickly, one final obscure note to leave on. Smokey and the Bandit, the title refers to two people. The Smokey, State Highway Patrol officer, obviously being the Justice, and the Bandit played by Burt Reynolds, who's a rascal. But the German version, it's a Deutsches version. The translator made a mistake. And the translator made a mistake when they were translating it, and the movie was titled Ein ausgekochtes Schlitzohr, which means a smoked out rascal.
Oh, God bless the Germans.
So the title only refers to Burt Reynolds. Seems the translator was not familiar with the English slang of Smokey in Germany. For highway patrol officers, obviously no. And they are referred to as Weiss Maus, which means white mice.
Okay.
Okay. So it is the smoked out bandit chased by some white mice. Okay.
There's probably a German word that's 38 syllables long that covers that. But oh my gosh.
Accurate.
That's when he says accurate. Yep. What's this, Steve? What did you say? You're all right. Okay.
No, yeah, that's me. Skip me. Yeah.
All right. Oh,
yeah,
hang on.
Steve,
We've got another Hooper
there you go.
request from Steve.
Yeah. Oh, go to the one before that one, because Steve lays it down for the trilogy.
Oh yeah, definitely. The second's watched, but the third is best. It is.
Yeah.
The best is horrifyingly bad. It's so sad to see Jackie Gleason just talking to himself. Really, it's
yeah, just not there.
No, it's terrible. It just shows you what they didn't want to put money into it to start with. When it did well, they were just flogging a dead horse eventually. A bit like the way Disney's bought Star Wars. Making it topical. But yeah, so I mean, there's loads more trivia we could talk about. There are a couple of really funny things there, but the bottom line is that overall, it's just one of those movies that came from nowhere and made an indelible mark on American cinema and American culture. And is it one of those things where it's influenced other genres as well? Because there was always that
definitely.
Southern cop. What was the Bond movie I'm trying to think of? Where
Live and Let Die.
Yeah. Now, who was
that
the
was
cop
before
in there?
this, quite a while.
Right, was it Jackie
was
Gleason
71.
playing the cop in that?
Sorry?
Was it Jackie Gleason who played? It wasn't, was it? It was a different cop.
No,
It was the same sort of. It was the same sort of type of thing, wasn't it? So, yeah, definitely.
Secret agent on whose side?
I remember now.
Some kind of doomsday machine, boy.
Oh yeah,
I love Live and Let Die.
Yeah, you know you've got a true Southern cop when he throws "boy" on the end of everything he says.
James played Sheriff J.W. Pepper in Live and Let Die.
Yeah, that's
it.
it.
He also wore this. I know this is not relevant to this movie, but he wore a baseball catcher's bloody what do you call it, his uniform underneath it, so he could have the big gut.
Oh, nice.
In that movie, so yeah.
Well, there you go. One final fact to leave on, which was, I think, what Ralph mentioned earlier. Coors beer was never actually illegal to transport east of the Mississippi. But due to the location of the Coors bottling plant in Colorado, it was very difficult to get out of the Rocky Mountains. So it's very hard to get into places east of Texas. It wasn't illegal at all to transport the beer. But the Coors Brewing Company did not have any authorized distributors east of the Mississippi River because the beer was unpasteurized. The company could not be sure if it would not spoil if it was transported too far. So the company just didn't sell it eastward until refrigeration transport happened. So the whole movie is based on a completely false principle.
No bootlegging was involved.
That's it.
But it makes for a great legend.
It does. And
one thing about this movie, like we're talking about it being like just one big car chase.
Yeah.
It's proof that it works if it's done right. Yep. And I know that before you were having a go at Star Wars, but what was the damn thing called? The Last Jedi?
Yep.
Where they're going, it's just like one big long chase. And it's like, yeah, but that can work if it's done right.
Yeah.
And like bloody what was it? Fury Road was a 2-hour car chase.
Yeah.
And it was done well.
Yep.
So it's like, you can't just knock something off like,
because it's a car chase.
It's like you have to do it right. And this movie was just use a car analogy, firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
So yeah.
This is it. And your Tony Ferguson avatar, it's a beautiful hat that also looks like a giant taco.
It makes me hungry for tacos.
Yeah, it's got. Well, I've just had chili burritos this evening that I made myself.
Nice.
So,
it's
there's still some left anyway. I might get a. Cold burritos are just as nice as hot burritos. So.
Oh yes, they
are. If they're done right, absolutely.
Yeah, like a car chase movie, like this one, and this was done right, and done right, and it's a testament to everybody who's involved, and God rest his soul.
Like,
Burt Reynolds is
42, 43 years later or something.
Yeah, well, Burt Reynolds was one of those actors who gave us
this year. Shit.
Yeah, he gave us so many good movies.
Yeah.
And he would admit himself he was never he was never some sort of John Gielgud or anything like that.
Oh, no. But he had a range, and the range was pretty damn neat. And even a movie like Striptease, he was great in it. Yeah, it's not a great film, but he was really good in it, playing like a corrupt senator. And it's like,
absolutely,
he was just because he's charming. Like
he is.
It's hard.
And he gets away with
even
it.
when he's playing like a real scumbag, you're going, I can't not like you.
Well, yeah, it came full circle, didn't it? Because this movie influenced Dukes of Hazzard. They eventually made a Dukes of Hazzard movie, and then guess what? Burt Reynolds stars in the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
Yeah,
so it's full circle. So, going to round everything off now, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody who joined in and watched tonight live. Thank you to Cosmetti. Thank you to the real Steve Dye. Thank you as well. Yeah. And thank you as well to absolutely. And we also had in the chat Brody. Thanks for turning up, Brody. And also very early on we had DJ Peterson as well joining us. Yeah, so joined us as well early on in the show. And once again, obviously thanks to Cosmetti again, our mod who joins us every time and has does a fantastic job as our mod there in the chat. And I'm going to just end by quickly saying a few words for everybody here. So, Ralph, if you want to check out Ralph's tea store, he has his T-shirts available. Where are they available, Ralph?
No, 1 second here, because I can never remember it myself. It is theycallmeralph.creator-spring.com. So come on over, Ralph's Trailer Park. Happy to have you.
And he's got a couple of new ones on there as well. And we've got Jeff here who has a book out called
The Revenant and the Tomb.
Oh, you've got a book out.
I have a book out. Buy my book.
It comes out
buy my book.
The 4th of March.
Yeah, find the details at www.hphunterwriter.com.
I have my copy ready.
And finally, we have Tony Nasser here who has his own channel. So go and check out his YouTube channel, which is Tony Nasser. And he does pop culture videos. So everything from movies, computer games, comics, toys,
dollies,
dollies, as they call them in Oz. And which is it's not a dolly, it's an action figure. It's a dolly.
It's not a dolly, man.
It's a bloody dolly.
You're playing with dolls.
You're playing with dolls, you big. Anyway, we can't see it on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't say it. No.
And thank you to Jeff for not screaming at me with your avatar this week.
Yeah. This is the more sensible avatar.
He's happy. He's looking at the income from his book.
Yeah. All $5.
And Cosmetti says good night, Cosmetti. And she says also, I don't really do anything. She says, no, you do plenty, Cosmetti. And here we are again, which is the link for Ralph's store there. And also there's the link for Jeff's book. And there's Tony's channel.
Awesome.
And earlier we had Flash who's gone to go and do more drawings for his live art show, which is Middle Earth Story Time, and he's available on Instagram as well. So check out him at elrod.elrod on Instagram. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight. And thank you to everybody who watched this recorded. Apologies for the boomering up at the start there, which was like Olympic level boomering.
Hey, but, it's warts and all here, baby.
Technology is hard.
Yeah. But thank you once again, and obviously leave a comment, leave a like, tell us what you think, and as we go, we'll just say God bless Canada. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.